Hello everyone, I'm Shivam Pasari and welcome to Asian Academy. So as you can see from the title of this video, in this video we'll solve another good question from the topic of time, speed and distance, and this question has been taken from the CAT 2023 exam slot 1. Now the question is as follows. Arvind travels from town A to town B and Surbhi from town B to town A, both starting at the same time along the same route. After meeting each other, Arvind takes 6 hours to reach town B, while Surbhi takes 24 hours to reach town A. If Arvind travels at a speed of 54 km per hour, then the distance in kilometer between town A and town B is. So this was our question, and I would like you to try this question first by yourself and then come to this video for the solution. I hope that I've tried the question and you've got the solution, and if you didn't, then let's check the solution. So according to a given question, we are given to find the distance between the two towns A and the town B. Now we are given that from town A, Arvind is starting its journey, and from town B, Surbhi is starting her journey. Now we are given that they meet at certain point. Now we don't know at what point they meet, but let's take this point as point X. Now let's take the distance from town A to the point X as D1 and the distance from town X to town B as D2. Now what is given in the question? It is given that they are moving from the same route. So Arvind is going from here to town B and Surbhi is going from here to town A. Now after meeting each other at this point X, Arvind takes 6 hours to reach town B. So the distance from here to X to town B is D2 and it is covered by Arvind in 6 hours, and while Surbhi takes 24 hours to reach town A. So after meeting, the distance Surbhi covers is T1 and she takes 24 hours to reach town A. Now if Arvind traveled at a speed of 54 km per hour, so we are given that the speed of Arvind is 54 km per hour and we have to find the distance as discussed earlier. So what we can do is, we can take the speed of Arvind as constant and speed of Surbhi as constant and solve the question. So what is the speed of Arvind? So the speed of Arvind according to the question is 54, which is equal to D1 by T. Let's say that Arvind takes T hours to cover the D1 distance, and which is also equal as D2 by 6. So this is our first equation, and the second equation will be the speed of Surbhi, that is equal to K, which is equal to D1 by 24, that is given in the question, which is also equal to D2 by T, because this is the time in which Surbhi covers D2 distance is same as the time taken by Arvind to cover D1 distance. Now this is our second equation. Now you can see that D1 by T is equal to D2 by 6 and D1 by 24 is equal to D2 by T. Now we have two equations, and from this we can find the value of T. So if I take this part of the first equation and this part of the second equation, I can simply solve my question. So from here I will get that 6D1 is equal to D2 into T, and from here I will get D1 into T is equal to 24D2. Now let's take the value of D1 as D2 into T by 6. So D2 into T by 6 into T is equal to 24 into D2. So from here D2 and D2 will get cancelled, and I'll have T square is equal to 24 into 6, that is equal to 144. So the value of T is equal to 12 hours. So the time taken by Arvind to cover D1 distance is equal to 12 hours, and he takes 6 hours to cover D2 distance. So the total time taken from town A to town B for Arvind to cover his journey is 18 hours. And I know the speed of Arvind, and I simply calculate the distance from town A to town B by multiplying these two numbers, 18 into 54, and upon calculation this is coming as 972.